What is going on? I wish everybody's doing fine. Actually, there are some people who propagandize that America is number one in everything. And most of the people who do that propaganda, by the way, are not Americans. And here is what is funny. The people in some other countries all over the world, many of them think that the US is number one in everything, without any exception. And even in the US, those who support that propaganda are the prosperous immigrants who made it in the US. They also say it is number one in everything. But when I thought about it, I said, wait, can a country that has more than $28 trillion debts like the US and more than $1 trillion deficit, and every year we hear about a problem to increase what is called the debt ceiling. Can we call that country number one? I myself got puzzled. I did some searches and I collected some data. Those data are related to the quality of life in the US. We can see if it is number one or not. The quality of life index said that number one in overall quality of life is Switzerland, and the US is number 17 in the overall quality of life. Number 17, not number one. Okay, what about the purchasing power? Purchasing power, number one is not the US either. Purchasing power is another part of the quality of life. Number one is Switzerland. Number two is the US, which is good, but actually it is not all related to the economy. A part of it is related to the American culture in spending the money, the way of spending the money. American people consume more than the average in the or they consume more than many others in the other countries. Okay, so purchasing power, US got the second rank because of the culture of spending money. And then let us look at safety. Safety as of NOMBU, which is another important part of the quality of life. US is not number one in safety. She is number 62. Number one in safety is Qatar. Now talking about health care. Health care, US is not number one. She is number 31. And Taiwan is number one in the health care. Okay, moving to the prices. Is the US the cheapest country in the world? No. United States is, as of NOMBU, is the 22nd most expensive country in the world. But as of expats index, it is number 14 as the most expensive country. The cheapest country in the world, which is budget friendly, is Pakistan. Now moving to the property price to income ratio. Property price to income ratio, number one is Saudi Arabia, and United States is number three in property price to income ratio. but actually that is for all over the US. It doesn't apply to the big cities at all. Big cities in the US, property price to income ratio actually is really high. It is not gonna be cheap compared with the income. Now moving to the traffic commute time index, which is another important part of the quality of life. Iceland is number 1 and the US is number 33. US is number 33. Now talking about pollution. Like the least polluted country is Finland, not the US. US as a least polluted is number 25. Now talking about climate, which US has nothing to do with it. US ranks number 47 and Kenya ranks number 1. Kenya is tropical country, but actually in winter it is not cruelly cold. In summer it is not cruelly hot. It has a nice weather. It is not a bad weather country. US, I understand, it has some places which are cruelly cold and some other places which get really hot and humid in summer, but overall as a climate it ranks 47. However, there are cities with excellent climate in the US, like San Diego in California. That city is the best climate in the US. However, it's an expensive city to live, so it is not for everybody. Now talking about food security index. In the food security index, United States used to be number 1, but now she is number 9 in the food security index, and number 1 is Ireland. When we talk about when we talk about infrastructure index, US is not number 1 either. Actually, there are many other parts in the quality of life. If you think I forgot one of them, please let me know below in the comments. And the only things so far US is still number 1 are the GDP, which is the nation income, and she is also number 1 in the military power, and sadly she is number 1 in the debts, which is a negative thing, not a positive thing. Analysts still expecting or anticipating that China will take over number 1 in GDP and military power within the next 20 years. I'll pray the US to get better and to become great again. And I wish the best of luck for the US government, and to do well and to fix all problems which people suffer in the US, including homelessness, poverty, high rate of crimes, as I mentioned. So I wish the government, the US government, the best of luck fixing all those problems. And I wish the US to become great back again. And thank you for watching.